What's good, y'all? Rich Sosa back in a building with another banger. Now, first things first, before we go ahead and get started today, I gotta say thank God for another day and another opportunity. And as y'all can see from the looks of the title and the screen, today I got a very special build in store for y'all. Now, I'm gonna be calling this one the floor spacing center, but it does come out to an actual floor spacing slasher. Now, this is one of the best small ball and big man builds that you can use when it comes to the center position. As far as for our attributes, we'll get a 99 plus put towards our defensive rebound, ball handling, driving dunk, as well as our stamina. Now, we'll get a total of 59 badges, 4 Hall of Fame, 13 gold, 29 silver, and 13 bronze. Now, this is the perfect small ball build for any type of lineup. Really, you can do it all on the offensive and defensive end, and both sides of the ball there is no weakness. Now, this build is very special due to being under the center position for matchup purposes, and you can even consider this to be a small ball guard or even center. So before we get any further, if it's your first time coming through, be sure to hit that sub button if you're new, smash that like button, turn on post notifications to be a part of the Rich family, and last but definitely not least, comment down TG for Thank God King Jesus and where you're tuning in from, and I most definitely will be sure to get back to y'all with a response. So to get started, the first thing that we're going to do is put this build under the center position, drop this to the minimum height of 6'7" with the weight of 243. Now, for the wingspan, we're going to max this out to 7'4", and this is what we will look like moving forward with today's build. So the first area that I do want to go after is going to be the physicals. So as for the speed, I decided to put this all the way up to an 81. Getting into the acceleration, let's go with a 73. As for the strength, I'm going to go all the way up to a 90. And then when it comes to our vertical, I decided to go with a 75. Now, the stamina, I like it best at a 95. Consider adding boost towards this build, activating your takeover, and the +4 from the Gatorade facility workout. We'll have a 99 stamina, 79 vertical, 94 strength, 77 acceleration with an 85 speed. Now, let me know your thoughts and opinions so far on this build. Getting into the defensive end, let's go with a defensive rebound of a 92. Now, as we get into the rest of this build, go with a block of a 78. And then as you get into that interior, let's put this all the way up to an 85. Now, for our perimeter, I decided to go with a 75. And then for the steal, leave this at a 35. Now, this is what we're going to be looking like on this end of the floor. But really, you're able to do a little bit of everything, especially defend on the interior and perimeter. Now, I'll get into the badges once I max this build out. From here, let's go ahead and get started with the playmaking. So as for when it comes to the speed with ball, I decided to go with a 75. Getting into the ball handle, let's go with an 87 with a pass accuracy of a 60. Now, I think this number right here for the ball handle really is special. Gonna be a huge mismatch when it comes to guarding bigger centers. And I think getting the extra packages unlocked for the dribbling is gonna make a huge difference towards your matchup. Now, the pass accuracy, I think the 60 is more than enough with boost and your takeover. Getting into the shooting, I'm going to go ahead and put my mid-range shot up to a 75. Getting into that three-pointer, I'm going to go with a 79. And a free throw of a 76. Now, this build, I'm telling y'all, one of my favorites that I have brought to y'all, really because of the center position and what we're able to do with all of the attributes. It definitely does look like a guard. Now, getting into the finishing to wrap everything up, go ahead and put that close shot all the way up to a 79. Getting into the driving layup, I decided to go with an 80. And then for the driving dunk, I'm going to go with an 87. Now, the last attribute that I'm going to touch is going to be the post control. Go with a 50, and that right there will allow you to unlock hook specialist on the bronze tier, which will go nice with the 79 close shot, especially when you activate your takeover and acquire boost. Now, as you can see, we're definitely going to be able to get contact dunks with the 87 driving dunk. Now some of my favorite badges are going to be Silver Fearless Finisher. We also do get Pro Touch on the Hall of Fame tier. I also did mention Hook Specialist, but look, Fast Twitch is going to be a huge thing as well. From there, you also get Giant Slayer, Acrobat, as well as Aerial Wizard. Float Game on the Gold tier is special with 2-step and Spin Cycle. Now also when it comes to the driving dunk, you get Silver Posterizer as well as Precision Dunker. I think for this build overall, really on the finishing is super special. Now once you get into the actual shooting, the badges that catch my eyes are going to be Blinders. You get Catch and Shoot with Green Machine, Space Creator on the Silver tier with Guard Up, and then Midi Magician. Now I also do like Open Looks. From the 3-pointer, we're also going to be able to get other badges like Blinders, Agent 3 on the Bronze tier, Deadeye, Green Machine, and even when it comes to badges like Comeback Kid and Guard Up. I do like Open Looks with Silver Whistle, and then free points on the Bronze tier I think is going to be more than enough. Now as far as for when it comes to this build on the pass accuracy, like I said, if you add boost, that's going to make a huge difference. Getting into the ball handle, I do like Blow By with Silver Handles for days. We get Killer Combos and Speed Booster. Then we get Unpluckable with Gold Ankle Breaker, and Hall of Fame Physical Handles is definitely my favorite badge today. Now also when it comes to the speed with ball, you'll get Silver Triple Strike, Hyperdrive on the Silver tier, with a lot of other badges that make a huge difference. Now getting into the defensive end to wrap everything up, my favorite badges today are going to be Bronze Anchor. You'll also be able to get Silver Post Lockdown, which I think is going to make a huge impact. As far as for the perimeter, I like Clamps as well as Challenger. We'll also be able to get Fast Feet with Gold Workhorse. Then for the block, you get Silver Chase Down Artist, Gold Pogo Stick, and then with this 92 defensive rebound, you also get Gold Box Out Bees and Pogo Stick with Rebound Chaser. Now let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. Is there anything that you would possibly do to make this build a little bit better or change? But as far as for being a center, looking like a guard, I'm telling y'all, that has definitely been my favorite thing about today's archetype. But I just want to say thank y'all for the support. From here, let's go ahead and move forward. Now if everybody followed along and made this build correctly, we should be able to get these 3 different comparisons. And now as y'all can see, we have created together the floor spacing center build, coming out to a floor spacing slasher. Now I think this is one of the best catfish builds that you can make, especially once you go up against a taller and bigger defender. They're really not going to be able to know what you are doing with this kind of build and name. Now if you add everything up when it comes to activating Takeover, buying boost, and playing well throughout each game, you definitely have one of the best builds in store for NBA 2K on next gen. So look, before we get out of here, if it was your first time coming through, be sure to hit that sub button if you're new, smash that like button, turn on post notifications to be a part of the rich family, and last but definitely not least, comment down TG for thank God King Jesus and where you're tuning in from, and I most definitely will be sure to get back to y'all with a response. And with all that being said though, I got one last thing to say. Rich out.